الناس إن كنتم في شك من ديني فلا أعبد الذين تعبدون.
Technically speaking, you shouldn't look. And the reason why you shouldn't look, because the pillars or the wajibat, we studied them what? Last week, sir? So last Saturday is when we studied the wajibat and the pillars. You should have had a quick glance and you should have read the wajibat and the pillars before last Saturday's class. Before last Saturday's class. And then during the class, you obviously studied it for about an hour or so, sah? That's 2 times, sah? When you went home or somewhere during the week, you should have revised it. So that's 3 times that you should have looked at the wajibat. So the wajibat, however many they are, if you get about 3 or 4 or 5 right, that's understandable. You can work with that, because the rest you can make up when you're revising. If you don't know any of the wajibat, that's wrong. And sadiqni, the revising your knowledge is a lot more important than taking new knowledge. Revising whatever you've studied takes precedence over and is a lot more important than studying new knowledge. Because when you're revising, whatever you're studying, mathalan, it's equivalent to you being on a journey. You walking through a park, a garden, and you're picking fruits. When you pick the fruit, you're going to have to store that fruit. You're going to have to put it somewhere. You're going to have to put it in your bag, sah? What about if you just put it in your top pocket and then it falls off and you carry on, you pick more, but the others are falling off? Will you benefit? Will you come out with enough fruit, or the fruit that you want, or the amount of fruit that you want? No. If you're revising knowledge as you go along, that knowledge will stay with you. It's like you're building and building and building and building. Whereas if you leave off revising, and you concentrate more on the new class, or attending a new class, or learning new knowledge, then you're going to find that after years and years of studying, you're not really well grounded in what you're studying or what you've been studying. And this happens it happens everywhere. Even in Islamic universities, you find that a lot of students, they don't study the curriculum from the beginning of the term. At the end, about 2-3 weeks before the exam, they will start to look for the notes. And they will look for the book. Some of them don't, although they're very few, but some of them will ask you, what book are we studying 2 weeks before the exam? Although we've been studying it for about 5 months. When that person, even if he gets an A* in the exam, that's not knowledge that he can count on. So it's extremely important that you revise wherever you've studied.